Hi, I'm Jean Okumura, and I wanted to welcome you here to my studio. I've been with the 4 Point artist community for the past 3 years, and we're gonna kind of take a tour of some of my favorite pieces that I want to highlight today. So, one of the first things I wanted to talk about was I really believe that an artist needs to be in the now. They need to be provocative in a decorous way and also optimistic. In terms, and that kind of characterizes me as an artist. And then also I believe that art and its ability to elevate people has always inspired me each day and has helped me create and continue to create because I've always been an artist and I've always worked in the art field. So one of the first series that I wanted to show you was this piece right over here. And this piece is called Knots of the Mind, and she's thinking out loud. And in this series explores the ongoing relay between the heart and the mind. It's complicated by love, hunger, power, doubt, and then, kind of how knots they bind. It's almost like an embrace, but it can also be like a restraint. And it's twisted strands of thoughts and feelings in our souls. And should we leap or should we remain motionless? And that's kind of the series that this girl came out of. And she actually represents me growing up from a mixed background. So I'm half Asian, half white. And she's kind of taking her upbringing, her Asian stereotypes, thoughts, everything like that, and kind of going out in the world and revamping herself. But also holding on to the wonderful core values that she grew up with. And the piece that's actually across the way, I don't know if you can see her, and that is called Thoughtfulness. And in this piece, the head and the shoulder is not connected because I really feel that our mind is it's so light speed ahead of our body, and our body's always trying to catch up. And that's kind of how I feel about this piece. It's how I feel as an artist. And there's a saying that Margaret Mead said: "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world." And I kind of feel like it's very fitting right now with what's going on. And indeed, it's the only thing that ever has been able to change. So today my family we still try to work hard, we try to be humble, and we try to be thoughtful to the people and events that are around us. And that's where that piece came from. And then the other one that I wanted to show too was the one actually above. And that one is called Unity, One World. And this one is actually made out of wood, oil on canvas, and it represents the idea that only on stage are we truly unified. And in this known face, which is also a meaning in Japanese for skill and talent, and it's rooted courtly for entertainers and was traditionally made out of blocks of wood for Japanese, out of cypress wood. And so it's kind of like the masks. I actually have masks all around the studio, also in my home. I collect them, very inspired by them. I'm inspired by poems, things that I've read. And from this, I've actually taken that neutral expression that kind of leads to the palette wood that are on this canvas also. And from this, it represents the ever-changing of a set of a stage, that it's never really stays the same. And underneath is actually in Arabic. And the writing says One World. So last, I kind of really want to talk about how as artists we kind of really stand on the shoulders of our predecessors, thus capturing the moment of today and embracing our past. And I've been highly inspired by Mary Cassatt, Hans Hofmann, and also Kiki Smith, and Alice Neal. Her face is the way she embraced, her figures represented herself and people that she had met, and I'm just drawn to figures as much as I do. I turn around and I do some abstracts also, but I always go back to figures. And with everything that's going on right now, with the whole pandemic, I've gone back to doing figures, and I've actually done a series that's actually called Where We Are Going. And so capturing that moment of today, embracing the past, we as practicing artists, we're so in tune of the activities that are happening right now, pushing the envelope. And then we're also maximizing what is defined as art. And I think right now we want to see the human side of art. We want to see figures. We want to see embracing people's faces and their bodies and just anything that humanizes us. And I just think that, you know, this is what's happening right now, and abstract will always be around, and it's beautiful in the homes and everything like that, but being able to see people is really what's happening right now. And it's in a way kind of, you know, being able to balance everything in our lives. So that is where we are right now. And the last I wanted to actually mention was, as you look around the room, I'm over at the SOA, and there's actually 80 artists. There's 4 floors. 3 floors are actually occupied by artist studios, and we're all practicing working artists. And the view is just absolutely stunning of Boston, and it's just amazing. So I just last thing I wanted to say was that I kind of believe that art and what we're doing here in this world is that art really represents being everywhere and then also being nowhere. So I think it kind of can be both. It's a moment in time, and it breaks taboos across cultural boundaries and with language and travel, and it incorporates conflict, balance, and ultimately I hope it shapes us and brings some harmony and peace to us. And that is it. So thank you so much for this quick tour of my studio, and I look forward to seeing you. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.